I'm onto the top coat stage. I was meant to get one of my guys who was meant to come and help me on the weekend. He didn't turn up. This is what happened. There you go. There's your shoes, mate. Now, I got it all up myself. I got it all taped in, got it base coated. Now we're just top coating, and then we have to head to the hardware store. We're gonna get the timber trim, and that's gonna go right around. So you can join me for the top coat. We can have a little chat. All right, this is the control joint. When I do the control joint, I kind of just load it all the way up, or expansion joint, whatever you want to call it. So this groove gets filled. And so before you next coat, just carefully dig that out. You don't want to go straight on, you want to split it. Alright, another worry of mine is the trim we're joining here, and that's been kind of buried in. I've done the best I could. So when we go to match that up, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm going to make sure before you do your next coat, everything's kind of straight back and flat, like these bits here. Since we want our top coat to go over the whole lot. So just get a bit of detailing happening. What I'll do, I'll just scrape it back, and then I'll get my bit of sandy wash, and I'll give it a once over. Another reason why you want to scrape back is because you don't want to get this in your top coat, because then you'll leave scratches and lines and everything like that. That's pretty good, and I'll just clean this groove up. So what I'll do is smooth it out a little bit. Base coat doesn't really sand. We actually use base coat for everything. We don't use the pre-mixed stuff because that just takes way too long to dry. And unless you've got a really big amount, it's not very good. So if you've got a little project, get some base coat, which is like the powdered form that you have to mix up with water. That's pretty good. With our top coat here. Pretty much. You want to load it on, and then drag it off. So don't worry about trying to get it good just yet. That's good. If it's too thick, it's going to want to bubble. Which, I mean, that's not the end of the world either. And this bit here, I'll come back to that. Once I've finished everything else, I'll come back and hit those bits. Because they're a bit hard to get as you're going. But we're going to get it now anyway. So forget I said that. And I just get the edge of my blade like this. And I just take that edge like that. And then hoping to get it one last time with this. That's pretty good. I'll take that. I'll take that. Just get the end down. You want to make sure your top coat laps over your old coat. So this coat, it needs to be over this line here. Should always lap. I like using a fork rather than a pan because you know it's easy to get with a blade, and as well when you have bits that drop down you can kind of catch it with the fork without too much trouble. I figured why they use pans more in the USA is because they tape in with a auto taper and the mud's really wet and it'll just fall off this. So that's why they use that. That's my own theory anyway. Alright, that's pretty good. Get some more. I'll get some more compound. When you are digging out of the bucket, you want to keep the edges clean as you go. Because if you don't, you're going to get dry bits. And the next time you use it, they're going to fall in. You don't want that. So stick with us. When we're finished this, we're going to head to the hardware store. I'm going to show you around and maybe we can compare a few prices. We're going to come back. Got my drop saw here. We're going to put this trim up. And then that'll be the day. A little bit of snotty bits. You know, you may have to go over that again because we're touching it, but that's all right. As long as it's soon, you don't want to wait 20 minutes and then try to go over it again. You want to pull it a bit tighter than that. When I mean pull it tighter, I mean less mud, take a bit of mud off. That there, we're gonna leave that. No, we're not. If you can get it. All right, one more swoop. Nice and light, gentle, consistent, steady. All right, and I'll just go over that again as well. That's nice. Then once that's dry, we just dig out the middle again. It pretty much just falls out. And then sand it. I just bend my blade and take that edge. I also have this small 6-inch. It's also nice and easy to take that edge, but it's up to you. That's good. I like it. Do you like it at home? That's the main thing. Because we know how you guys can all get. Alright, so you want to figure out what you want to kind of hit next. We've already hit these butt joints, so we'll wait for it to dry a little bit and then go along there. I don't really care because I can always fix anything up. But what we might do before we do this big long one, we might go through and hit these. Okay? That's what we'll do now. Bring my force suit over. A few people ask me, where did we get this from? This is a Tommy Tucker trestle. If you look on the end, it's covered in mud. I actually got my name, Maxkil, stamped into this. In case any of you little cheapskates steal it. No, you guys. I mean, anyway, any little cheapskates. You do want to straighten out your joints before you start. Like you don't want to, and you don't want to go like that either. These are the things you want to be taking off. Alright? Or else you're going to end up in the mix. So you don't sand between coats, you do scratch down. And if you're using a box and you don't blade off afterwards, you've got a lot more preparation to do than if you do blade off afterwards. Less preparation. That's why we do it. edge. And then try to get a nice one through the middle here. Still a little bit of a lip there. I will come back. Get rid of that. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Then we sand a little bit on the edge and then through the guts. But you can see it doesn't even need a lot of sanding. So you just whisk over it. I'd love a new sander. Wallboard Tools got a new sander coming out. I've tried it. It's great. Get some wall mud. We're going to do this video, no edits. No edits. Alright. The less edits, the better. Alrighty. Get my blade. Feather that edge. Feather. Feather that edge, and then instead of starting here, I'll actually start here and go over, give it a little hit. You walk around that, get the light under that and have a look. Pretty happy with that. Cover straight. We also went and skimmed around here because there was a bit of a step and it was a bit rough. When we put our trim on, we want that edge to be nice and square again, and we don't want the timber sitting on angles and mucking around. So let's give it another scrape.